Ever felt like no matter how hard you work, your bank account is still auditioning for a horror movie? Yeah, I've been there. It's like you grind 9 to 5, sacrifice sleep, skip Starbucks, and still end the month Googling how to cook ramen 12 different ways. And the worst part? Everyone keeps screaming, just save more. Like, oh wow, thank you, Dave Ramsey. I'll just unspend rent. But here's the thing no one tells you. Rich people don't follow the loud advice. They follow quiet rules. Rules that don't go viral on Instagram. Rules that don't come printed on a $7.99 motivational poster. And today, I'm giving you the exact blueprint I wish I knew sooner. The 5 quiet rules that took me from broke, frustrated, and secretly terrified, to financially free, sleeping peacefully, and no longer ordering water as my main course. Let's dive into rule number 1, because it'll change how you see money forever. Rule number 1, your time is a currency. Spend it like a billionaire. Okay, let's get real for a second. If time was actual money, most people are out here burning $100 bills just to stay warm. I used to wake up at 5 a.m., drag myself to a job I hated, work 10 hours a day, and come home too tired to think, let alone build wealth. I thought, if I just keep working harder, eventually I'll make it. Spoiler alert, that mindset is a scam. Because here's the truth nobody preaches loud enough. If you're always trading your time for money, you're building someone else's dream, not yours. Let's break it down like this. You have 168 hours in a week. You sleep 56 hours. You work 40 plus hours. Commute 10 more. Errands, life, Netflix, mindless scrolling, boom. Time's up. That's why you feel stuck, because you're broke in time. And if you're broke in time, you'll stay broke in money. But the rich, they treat time like an asset, not a chore. They don't just earn money, they multiply it without showing up. Real example, let's say you're working a job making $25 per hour. Cool, that's $1,000 for a 40-hour week. But someone else is making $1,000 every week from dividends on index funds, or $1,000 a month from an ebook they wrote once, or $1,000 per week from a YouTube video they posted 3 years ago. That's not rich people magic, that's asset thinking. Broke thinking equals I need more hours. Rich thinking equals I need more streams. If your income stops the moment you stop working, you don't own a business. You are the business, and that's dangerous. Because you can't scale yourself, you can't clone your hours, but you can buy back your time with passive income, ownership, and systems. Quick analogy, think of money like seeds. If you eat every seed, aka spend every dollar, you stay full for a moment. But if you plant those seeds in soil, assets, you grow trees, and those trees drop fruit while you sleep. The goal isn't to hustle harder. The goal is to hustle smarter, then replace yourself. So how do you start? Here are 3 quiet ways to spend your time like a billionaire, even if you're broke right now. Buy back small tasks first. Hire someone for chores, errands, or tasks that take time, but not skill. That time gets reinvested into building income streams, side hustles, learning, content, etc. Use time to build systems, not just income. Create something once, like a blog post, YouTube video, online product that lives online forever. Rich people are obsessed with scalable work. Block out asset hours weekly. Every week, set aside 3 to 5 hours to only work on things that build future money. Investing, learning skills, automating income, building a brand or product. Why this rule matters most. If you ignore this rule, you'll wake up 40 years later wondering where your life went. But if you live it now, even for 6 months, you'll look around one day and realize you don't need to grind anymore because your money works for you. Your time is yours again, and you've officially broken the 9 to 5 matrix. Broke people spend time to make money, rich people spend money to make time. And the ultra rich, they build systems that do both. Now that you know your time is your most valuable currency, here's the twist. Even if you earn more of it, you'll lose it all if you keep flexing instead of investing. Let's talk about rule number 2. Rule number 2, money loves quiet places, so stop flaunting it. You ever notice that the people doing the most flexing usually have the least money? Like bro, you don't need a Rolex if your rent is past due. You don't need Balenciaga if your bank account is bouncing harder than your checks. And yet, this is the culture we've been sold. If you look rich, people will respect you. But here's the thing, rich people don't play that game. They've mastered the art of stealth wealth. They're moving in silence like Wi-Fi signals. Invisible, but running the whole system. Okay, let me be brutally honest for a minute. When I was broke, I tried to look rich. Nice clothes, car I couldn't afford, constantly eating out just to keep up. Meanwhile, my credit card was screaming louder than my ego. But one day, I met a guy at a local event. He pulled up in an old Honda, wore beat-up sneakers, had zero social media clout. You know what he did? Owned 22 self-storage facilities, passive income in the tens of thousands every month, no employees, no drama, just cash flow. Quietly. That's when I realized loud money is insecure. Quiet money is confident. Because if you have to show it off, chances are you don't actually have it. Here's how the rich actually spend. They wear the same hoodie, but have 8 figures in a trust fund. They drive a 6-year-old car, but own the real estate it's parked on. They skip the club, but buy shares of the company that owns the liquor brand. It's the invisible flex. The kind of wealth that doesn't beg for approval, because it doesn't need it. And most of all, it compounds. Because every dollar not spent trying to impress people is a soldier deployed to build more wealth. Let's talk psychology real quick. Most people flex because they're chasing status, not freedom. They want to look like they made it. But status is rented, it expires, and it always wants more. Freedom? Freedom is owned. It's quiet. It doesn't care if anyone knows. Ask yourself, are you building a life that impresses strangers online, or one that actually serves you offline? Here's what you can do instead. Track your status spending. Go through your last 30 days and highlight every dollar spent just to impress or fit in. Then reallocate that to high-yield savings, index funds, online courses, real estate, your own business. Unfollow the noise. If your feed is full of fake luxury and flex culture, you're brainwashing yourself to go broke. Curate your environment like your future depends on it. 'Cause it does. Use money like a seed, not a trophy. Every dollar is either growing your future or feeding your ego. Real life, quiet flexes. Warren Buffett still lives in the same house he bought in 1958. Ronald Reagan, a janitor, died with $8 million because he invested quietly and lived modestly. Keanu Reeves gives away more money than he spends on himself and has never been broke. These people aren't trying to be rich on camera. They're building wealth behind the scenes. Because here's the hard truth. If your lifestyle costs more than your income, you're not rich. You're a well-dressed hostage. Oh, and by the way, I just want to say that at Stealth Wealth, we are committed to giving you the life of financial freedom you deserve. Go back and watch our previous videos to fully start adopting this mindset, and make sure to subscribe and join the channel to stay notified every time we post new content. Okay, now, if hiding your wealth isn't enough, you also need to set it on autopilot, because the secret to staying rich isn't grinding harder. It's getting rich while doing less. Let's talk rule number 3. Rule number 3. Automate wealth, so you can be lazy and still get rich. Let's clear something up. Being lazy isn't the problem. Being lazy without systems, that's the problem. You know what broke me financially for years? Trying to manually manage my money like some old school accountant with a paper ledger and good intentions. Spoiler, I forgot everything. I forgot to save. I forgot to invest. I forgot to pay off my credit card until, boom, late fees and overdrafts slapped me harder than reality. That's when I learned the golden truth. If it's not automated, it's not happening. Here's why automation is the real wealth hack. You can have the best intentions, but your emotions will always win. You'll say you're going to invest $200 this month until life hits and you need that PS5 or DoorDash. You'll swear you're going to save until your car needs tires and that flash sale hits. You'll promise yourself you'll build wealth. But you're human, and humans suck at consistency. The rich, they remove their emotions from the equation. They make one good decision and let automation repeat it forever. Real life example. I had a friend named Mike. Mike didn't know much about investing, budgeting, or even Excel. But what Mike did do was genius. He set up his paycheck to automatically put 10% into a high-yield savings, invest 15% into index funds, pay his bills, send a small percentage to a fund money account, all done automatically without lifting a finger. 3 years later, Mike had over $40,000 saved and invested. Meanwhile, I was still manually trying and had like $1.74 and a Subway coupon in my bank account. Automation isn't about being smart. It's about being realistic. What should you automate first? Direct deposit splits. Most employers let you split your paycheck into multiple accounts. Route part of it to a savings account or investment account before it hits your spending account. That way, you don't have to rely on discipline. Discipline is overrated. Systems win. Investment contributions. Automate monthly contributions to your Roth IRA, 401k, or brokerage account. Use dollar cost averaging so you're not stressing about market timing. Wealth grows quietly when you don't micromanage it. Bill payments. Automate your minimum payments for credit cards, utilities, and subscriptions. It protects your credit score and eliminates the stress of remembering due dates. Automatic escapes from lifestyle creep. Every time you get a raise, auto increase your savings or investments. Don't upgrade your life. Upgrade your future. Quick mental hack. Think of automation like planting a garden. You don't go outside and yell at your seeds every morning. You plant them once, water them consistently, aka automate deposits, and let time do its thing. You don't need 24/7 motivation. You need a quiet system that builds wealth while you live your life. Because the truth is, you'll never out-discipline your environment, but you can design one that doesn't need discipline in the first place. Tools to make it easy, even if you're tech-averse. Banks like Ally, Capital One, and SoFi let you automate transfers between checking and savings. Brokerages like Vanguard, Fidelity, or M1 Finance allow automatic monthly investing. Budgeting tools like YNAB or Monarch track your systems without requiring spreadsheets. Even apps like Acorns or Betterment will round up your spare change and invest it for you. If you're trying to manage your money manually while juggling work, family, bills, stress, and life, it's like trying to carry groceries with your teeth when you have a cart sitting right there. Let the cart do the work. Let the system build wealth while you sleep. But even the best system can fail if your environment is sabotaging you. Because if your circle is broke, your habits will be too. Let's talk about the hidden trap no one warns you about. Your surroundings. Rule number 4, your environment will make or break your bank account. Let me ask you something powerful. If you were born in Warren Buffett's house instead of your own, do you think your money habits would be different? Exactly. Not because you'd magically be smarter, but because your environment would have programmed you to think differently about money, wealth, opportunity, and life. Here's the hard truth most people avoid. You are not just a product of your choices. You are a product of your environment, and that environment either grows you or chokes you. When I was broke, my money environment was a financial landfill. Friends who believed debt was normal, family who meant well but said things like, money doesn't grow on trees. Social media feeds full of people flexing borrowed lifestyles. I wasn't just broke in my wallet, I was broke in my mindset. And mindset isn't born, it's built by your environment. If everyone around you is financially stressed, underpaid, and constantly broke, guess what becomes your default normal? Being broke feels safe. Real story. The $4,000 mistake. One time I had an idea to invest in a digital course, $4,000. It was risky, it was scary, I was unsure. So what did I do? I asked my broke friends for advice. And of course, they told me, dude, that's a scam. You could buy a car with that. Bro, just chill. Success takes time. I didn't buy the course. Fast forward 2 years, that same course helped one of my friends build a $250,000 per year online business. And I was still working overtime just to pay off my credit card. I learned the hard way. Broke environments keep you stuck, not because they're evil, but because they're comfortable. They reward familiarity, not progress. What does a rich environment look like? Conversations change. Instead of, what are you watching on Netflix? You hear, what assets are you stacking this month? The status symbols disappear. Nobody's flexing Gucci belts. They're comparing brokerage portfolios and real estate deals. You start thinking long-term. It's not about Friday night plans, it's about 5-year plays. Rich environments create quiet pressure to grow. You don't want to be the smartest in the room anymore. You want to be the one catching up. Upgrade your circle, upgrade your life. Here's how to shift your environment. Even if you don't have rich friends yet. 1. Audit your inputs. Look at your social feed. Is it flex culture or wealth culture? Follow creators, investors, and entrepreneurs who teach, not just flash. 2. Add one wealth-minded voice per day. A podcast, a book, a YouTube video. Start your mornings by feeding your brain wealth-building input. 3. Join a digital community. Discords, Facebook groups, Twitter and Reddit threads. Being around high-level talk changes your baseline for what's possible. 4. Limit the dream killers. You don't have to cut people off, but you can limit how much access they have to your decision-making. Here is one of my favorite quotes. If you hang out with 5 broke people, you'll be the 6th. Hang out with 5 rich people, you'll level up or get left behind. It's not just a saying, it's science. Your brain literally mirrors what it sees in its surroundings. If you want to build wealth, build the environment first. The habits will follow. So once you've changed your surroundings, once your habits are leveling up, your money's on autopilot and your time is working for you. There's one last rule, and it might be the hardest to follow because it goes against everything social media teaches you. Let's talk about rule number 5. Why the richest people don't brag. Rule number 5. Build before you brag. Let success grow in silence. Let me give you the mistake I used to make, and then I'll give you the solution. And this is a story that'll punch you in the gut, but in a good way. I once hit my first $100,000 saved. And what did I do? I told everyone, posted about it, talked about it, flexed about it. And guess what happened? I started getting comfortable, started spending more, started taking dumb risks, started sabotaging the very thing I worked so hard to build. Why? Because when you make your success public too soon, you start performing instead of progressing. Rich people, they go quiet. They let their results compound. They stay humble, focused, and dangerous behind the scenes. Let your money stack in silence. Let your assets cook quietly. Let your glow up be so boring that people think you're broke, until you're not. Because when the broke flex, they stay broke. But when the wealthy stay quiet, they win. Forever. Let's bring this thing full circle. The broke to rich blueprint is simple, but deadly powerful. These rules won't go viral on TikTok. They won't make you look cool at brunch, but they will quietly turn your broke life into a wealthy one, without anyone even seeing it coming. Now here's your homework. Pick just one of these rules today and actually implement it. Then come back a week from now and tell me what changed. I promise, your future self will thank you, probably in dividends. And if you got value from this, comment the words, "I'm building in silence," so I know that you're serious. And subscribe, because this channel isn't just motivation. It's your blueprint to get rich quietly. In fact, if you want to learn exactly how to grow your wealth and live off your investments, we've created a step-by-step video breaking it all down. Just click the video on the screen here and we'll see you there.